experience for you?
It was a wonderful experience. It was a pretty tough travel with the heat of being in Cary, the heat of Cuba, and then all of the planes and the buses we were on, and then finish in Amsterdam. But it's something that I think myself and the staff and the players that were involved in it will keep memories for a lifetime.
It must be. You've started to turn that program around. Did you have to change the culture a little bit?
Well, we still have a long ways to go to change the program around at University of Tennessee. We had a rough year last year. We have a lot of new guys coming in this year. We have 27 total. 23 of them those are freshmen. So we have some growing pains ahead of us. But I think I know we have some good days ahead of us too.
It always seems to be a problem whereby if you get real good, you get real good players, they get drafted another year later and they're out of it.
Yeah, it's important to try to recognize which players are that are committed with their families to education and going to school. And it is a tough puzzle to put together. You got to find good players that are going to get through the draft and end up on campus for at least 3 years.
Anybody else?
Dave, even though you say 27 new players, is there maybe a greater comfort level going in because they're kind of your guys now? It's your guys that you're bringing in instead of people you inherited? It'd
probably be better for me to answer that in May when I could look back at our record. No, it is. I mean, there's a buzz around these young guys. The newness to them. We're gonna go through some growing pains. I understand that. We're in the toughest conference in America. But I think at the end of the tunnel, there's going to be a bright light of some very good things to come and a building block to go on with this group that we brought in.
How much catching up is there to Vanderbilt specifically in state that you feel like you're doing when you're out on the road and just playing those guys?
No, I don't. On the field, I don't know if there's that much catching up to do. I mean, it's baseball, and I think the team that plays the best that day, they obviously are a little ahead of us right now in the talent level they have. They have some luxuries, more luxuries than we do in regards to recruiting. They have a different formula when it comes to the scholarship system, which is a little bit easier for them and tougher on us. And they've had a consistency of success over the last few years where we haven't. So we have some catching up to do, but I think on the baseball field, I don't think there's a whole lot of catching up to do. I thought we handled them okay last year, and I thought we had a rough year last year. So they're going to continue to get better, but I know we're going to continue to get better too.
What are your thoughts on losing only 2 to the draft? I know in a perfect world or something, you'd rather keep them all, but that's tough to do. But losing 2 guys, was that a surprise, or what was that?
Well, one of them, Tyler Smith, was one that wasn't a surprise. Giacalone was a big surprise, and it would have been a lot better for us going into the season if they both would have been in camp starting August 22nd. We'll recover. It's not the first time in my career that we've lost some guys. Those were 2 guys that were real important because of their experience of being junior college guys, and they were 2 guys that I foresaw as guys that could be staples in a weekend rotation. So we'll have to recover from that. But in the long run, with some younger guys getting opportunities with the junior college guys not in the mix now, it might be a blessing in disguise because some younger guys are going to get cracks early in their career, and hopefully it bodes well for us down the line.
I was going to ask you about next, the young guys in the pitching rotation. Do you feel like maybe them having a sense of urgency, knowing they have to do it? Do you feel like you feel like you got time to piece together something that works?
Well, I love challenges, and I'm just telling my coaching staff today, this is going to be one of the biggest challenges for me as a pitching coach with this group because we're so young. We're going to have to learn how to compete and pitch early on because they're going to go into the SEC and going to have some tough chores to stand up to, and they're going to have to overcome some of those. And I love that challenge because what will happen is if they can overcome some of the difficulties soon, they'll be much more prepared going in their sophomore and junior years, which will make us a better program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.